Have you ever met someone who hated you? Not because you offended them, not because you hurt them, but simply because your existence reminded them of everything they wished they were. Welcome to NWAOMA'S FOLKTALES. Relax. This one will make you think twice before you judge anybody by packaging. In Lagos, there are two types of rich men. The noisy ones, spraying money on Instagram, shouting in clubs, turning every restaurant to their personal music video set. And the quiet ones, the ones you won't even suspect until you see their email alerts and investment portfolios. Tunde belonged to the second group. He was tall, dark, with that gentle face that made people instinctively trust him. He dressed simple, clean shirts, well-ironed trousers, nice wristwatch, nothing too loud, but everything neat and intentional. He wasn't rich just by mistake. He worked his way up. He became an orphan at 16. He had hawked pure water, worked as a bus conductor during holidays, and took night shifts at a printing press just to pay his school fees. Now, in his 30s, he was a senior project manager in a multinational tech firm, with properties quietly sitting in Lekki, Ibadan, and his hometown. But if you asked him his greatest blessing, he would never say money. He would say, Kemi. Kemi was one of those women who walked into a room and made the room look underdressed. They met at a financial literacy conference. Tunde was a guest speaker. Kemi came as a representative from her bank to Scott's client. After his session, she approached him professionally to pitch some products. "Good afternoon, sir," she said, with that customer service smile. "Let's drop the sir first. My name is Tunde." From that small correction, something started. They exchanged numbers. They started with small chats. "Have you eaten? How's traffic? Send these documents when you're free." Little by little, it shifted from work to heart. Their first unofficial date happened by accident. Kemi closed late. It started raining heavily. The office cab service disappointed her. She complained casually to Tunde on WhatsApp. "I'm still at the office, so these people," she texted. "Stay where you are. I'm coming." Before she could argue, he had already left his office. When he walked in, soaked but smiling, she felt her chest melt a little. "Sorry I kept you waiting," he said. "Let's go." That drive home, with rain tapping the roof lightly and today talking about life values and future plans, that was the night Kemi decided, if this man asks, I'll say yes. Now, in every love story, there is always that one person who doesn't clap. For Tunde and Kemi, that person was Kemi's mother. Let's call her Mama Sade, her first daughter's name. Mama had built a reputation over the years as a high-class woman. She wore loud lace, gold accessories that glittered from 3 houses away, and carried handbags that she claimed were from abroad. Her WhatsApp status alternated between soft life or nothing. My children must marry rich or nothing. If you are not in my tax bracket, don't talk to me. The thing is, people believed her. She always looked put together, always dropped comment like, "Oh, in my London days," "Oh, when I was traveling up and down Europe." So when Kemi brought Tunde home the first time, Mama scanned him like a barcode. Tunde tried. He greeted warmly. He brought a big food hamper and some medications. He even dropped a small envelope after greeting. Mama only smiled with half her face. "What do you do again?" she asked, sitting on the armrest like Queen Mother. "I'm a project manager with Teknesa," Tunde replied calmly. She nodded slowly. "Project manager. And your father? He passed away, ma. My parents are both late. Yeah, she said. But there was no pity in her tone. So no big family name, no known people. Tunde smiled regardless. Just me, my siblings, and God, ma. From that day, Mama kept him in mental C grade. Not classy enough, no politician father, no flamboyant lifestyle. Where did you say he lives? She later cornered Kemi in the kitchen. Lekki Phase 1, Kemi replied. Mama eats small, and he drives just one car. All these quiet rich men. I don't trust them. If he's truly rich, we should see it now. Kemi sighed. Mommy, he's comfortable. He just doesn't like noise. Mama smirked. We will see. The story on the street was that Kemi married down. Guess where the rumor started? Yes, inside Mama's cycle. She's a banker. Beautiful, educated. My daughter could have married any senator's son. Mama would tell her friends while adjusting her gele. But you know these children of nowadays. They're like calm men. This one is just managing. He sent her monthly allowance without fail. During the traditional wedding, he bent to greet her properly and even joked, Mommy, I'm your son now, not just in-law. Mama smiled for the pictures, but inside her heart, she was comparing him to an imaginary higher class son-in-law that never came. Tunde and Kemi moved into a beautiful but quiet estate in Aja. Everything was going well until Mama started visiting too often. Every visit she came with complaints, comparison, and attacks. Kemi, are you okay? She would ask loudly. You look as if you're suffering. In your father's house, you never looked this tired. Or in front of Tunde. So this is the only car you people are still using. Ha! In our days, by this time, we've changed 3 cars. Once, when Tunde stepped out to take a call, she whispered to Kemi, I don't like the way your husband is too calm. Men that are too quiet, you can't tell what they are planning. Are you sure he doesn't have another family somewhere? Kemi was getting tired. Mommy, he's a good man, she repeatedly said for the 20th time. What exactly do you want him to do? Mama always shrugged. You will not understand. I just know what I know. Her voice were poison, said in soft voice. One Sunday afternoon, after service, they hosted a small lunch in their home. A few friends came over, and Mama too. Everyone was eating contentedly when one of Tunde's friends, Dele, casually joked, Tunde, this your new project car is mad oh. You don't want to dash me your old one? Mama blinked. Old what? Dele laughed, not sensing danger. Mommy, don't mind him. Tunde has like 4 cars now. He will still say he's managing. The room went silent. Everyone slowly turned to look at Mama. She stared at Tunde. 4 cars? Where are they? Tunde smiled calmly. Some are in the other house, ma. Other what? She repeated. The one in Lekki. I also have a small place in Ibadan. And our hometown, he explained. Mama swallowed slowly. For the first time, she realized all this simple dressing, simple living, she had miscalculated it. Her entire argument of he's not rich enough started shaking like generator on weak tiles. Instead of being happy, something darker entered her. Envy. So he has all this and I never knew. So I, that have been packaging all these years, I'm actually below this quiet boy. So my daughter is even doing better than I thought. Without me. That night, when Mama guest left and Kemi came to drop Mama at home, Mama turned on her. You did not tell me your husband is hiding property up and down, she snapped. Mama, he's not hiding. He just doesn't flaunt, Kemi replied calmly. He believes in low noise, high impact. Mama east. Or maybe you people don't trust me. So you and your husband will sit on wealth and be giving me small, small change as if I'm one beggar. Kemi stared, shocked. Mommy, nobody sees you as a beggar. But Mama was gone. Better open your eyes, she said with venom. Men that hide things also hide secrets. That night, Kemi cried in her bedroom. Maybe we should reduce how we help her, she whispered. Nothing is ever enough. Tunde hugged her tightly. She's your mother, he said. Let's give her time. Kemi had extra work at the bank and already texted that she'd be home late. By 8:30 p.m., the rain came down heavy. Tunde finally closed, jumped in his car, and started the slow movement towards Ajah. He branched into a filling station and decided to also grab something small to eat. Beside the station was a popular buka. Tunde wasn't too proud for buka food. He was scrolling through his phone, minding his business, when he noticed someone at the washing area. Just one glance, and his heart skipped. Was Mama, Kemi's mother. Tunde blinked hard and rubbed his eyes. What is Mama doing here? Did something happen? Is she in trouble? He quickly told the attendant to pack his food in takeaway. He paid and pretended to look at his phone again, but his mind was racing. He waited, pretending to tie his shoelace as Mama finished her washing, collected some cash from the buka owner, and left through the back door into a dark side street. Tunde hesitated for a second, then his spirit whispered, "Follow her." He walked behind, carefully, not to be too close. Mama walked fast, cutting through a small alley, then crossing into a half-fenced compound behind the market. Tunde stood at the gate for a full minute, heart pounding. He lifted his hands to knock. He took a deep breath and knocked gently. There was silence. He knocked again. This time, he added softly, "Mama, it's me, Tunde." For a moment, nothing. Then he heard shuffling steps, a bolt being dragged, and the door opened slowly. What he saw made his chest tighten. Mama stood in the doorway, fully transformed. The woman who usually smelled of perfume and carried designer bags was now just a tired, aging woman in a wet wrapper with soap foam still on her forearms. Her eyes widened in horror. "Tunde," she whispered. What are you doing here?" She looked around quickly, as if neighbors were watching. Tunde dropped his eyes respectfully. "I'm sorry, Ma. I was at the buka and I saw you." Mama's face hardened for a split second. Defense. Then it cracked. She stepped aside slowly. "Come in." The room was small. "Mama, are you okay?" he asked gently. She sat on the edge of the bed, like her knees couldn't hold her anymore. "Tunde, why did you follow me?" she whispered, voice shaking. "Because you're my mother," he said. Simple. "My son," she started, but her voice cracked. She wiped her face aggressively, as if angry at her own tears. "Do you know what it means?" she said. "To build a life on packaging, and then your past come back to drag you by the neck." Tunde sat on the only available plastic chair, leaning forward. He said nothing. He just listened. Mama sniffed and began to talk. Her husband, Kemi's father, had run off years ago with another woman, leaving her with debts and shame. She lost her office job after failing to pay certain settlements authority figures demanded. She tried small businesses, but it crashed when a partner duped her. As her children grew, she felt guilty. They were not enjoying the kind of life she dreamt for them. So she decided to start pretending. "And these children," she said, shaking her head, "they see me on WhatsApp, always shining. How can I now come and tell them their mother washes plates in a buka at night to pay bills?" Tunde's throat tightened. "So you've been doing this for how long?" he asked quietly. "Almost a year," she admitted. "The landlord increased rent. My little savings finished, and nobody must know." If I ask for help, they'll say I'm lazy. So I walk where my face won't be easily recognized. She laughed bitterly. Even you, when I saw how calm and stable you are, I hated you. Tunde flinched silently, but understood. You hated me because, he prompted softly. Because you were everything I wanted to be, she whispered. My daughter found a man that has what I chased all my life, and it pained me. She covered her face with both hands. He held her hand softly. Mama, nobody is above needing help, he said. You are not a failure because you fell. You only fail if you refuse to stand again or refuse to let someone who loves you help you. Her lips trembled. I don't deserve your kindness, she whispered. Tunde smiled slightly. That's why it's called kindness, ma. It's not a salary. Before he left, he said, Mama, tomorrow, let's all sit together. You, me, and Kemi. No more hiding. Mama panicked. No, please. Mama, he said gently, secrets are what are killing you. He thought of how to break everything to Kemi. Kemi was already home, scrolling on her phone in worry. Where have you been? Tunde, what happened? She asked, standing up. He took a deep breath. Babe, we need to talk about your mom. He told her everything. Kemi's hand flew to her mouth. No, no, Tunde, that can't be my mother, she whispered, pacing. My mother is, she stopped. All the flashy pictures, all the stories of trips she never saw, all the times Mama dodged video calls with the excuse, network is bad. Tunde and Kemi drove quietly to the back street compound. When they knocked and Mama opened the door, she froze again, this time seeing both of them. For a few seconds, nobody moved. Mommy, Kemi whispered, eyes filling with tears. Is this where you've been staying? Mama's throat tightened. Her instinct was to lie, to say no, I just came to visit someone. But she'd done that for years. Lied. Lies has brought her here. I'm sorry, she muttered. She stepped forward and hugged her mother tightly. I don't care how small this room is, she whispered. You're my mother. I would rather sit with you in a single room, in truth, than watch you pretend in a mansion of lies. Mama broke again, sobbing into her daughter's shoulder. Within 1 week, Tunde arranged everything. They moved Mama into a small but decent self-contained apartment in a better part of the town, not far from their own estate. Nothing extravagant. Protested at first. It's too much, kept saying. Tunde smiled. For the mother of my wife, it's not enough, he replied. I am sorry for all I did to you. Things didn't magically become perfect overnight. Mama still struggled sometimes with the urge to overpackage for her social media. There were days she wanted to lie about being at some big event when she was just sitting at home, watching African magic. But slowly, she began to find comfort in her truth. As small event consultancies started picking up. Let me ask you again. Have you ever been disliked by someone who never really knew you, only to later discover it was never about you in the first place? Some people will look at your calmness and call it pride. They will look at how quite successful you are and call it suspicious. They will look at your simple lifestyle and call it poverty. But deep down, it's their own fear, their own regret, their own insecurity wrestling with them, and you just happen to be the mirror. It doesn't mean you should allow nonsense or tolerate abuse. No, set boundaries, protect your peace. But before you conclude, ask yourself, is this person truly my enemy or just a wounded person projecting pain? Don't die in silence because you're trying to prove to people that you are doing fine. There is more honor in saying, I need help, than in snapping pictures in borrowed clothes while your pillow is soaked in tears.